Fox Sports.
We are Black Hawks. We are St. Louis.
This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. And tonight we're at SunTrust Park, Cobb County. St. Louis Cardinals and the Atlanta Braves in game number 2 of this 3-game series. With Jim Edmonds and Erica Weston, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Welcome to Cardinals baseball. We saw the resiliency of this Cardinals team last night.
Yeah, we did. They did a great job last night of keep playing the game. Every time the Braves scored in the bottom of the inning, you can see right here, 3 of the 4 times they came back and scored in the top of the next inning, and that just goes to show you these guys are an excitable team. They like to play, and they keep playing for 9 innings, and this is the way you're going to win some games if you can keep coming back after the other team scores.
Take a look at our Kia Drive to Success as we get you set for game number 2. Cardinals' last 7 games at Atlanta. This dates back to Turner Field and SunTrust Park. 7-0. A lot of hits, a lot of runs, and a ton of home runs for St. Louis. It's the Atlanta Braves. It's the St. Louis Cardinals. It's game number 2. An all-important series for both clubs. Baseball comes your way next. brought to you by Budweiser. Wherever legendary MLB moments happen, Budweiser will be there. And by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the St. Louis area. Find yours at your Mid-America Chevy dealer. SunTrust Park, the St. Louis Cardinals and the Atlanta Braves. Cardinals, another huge win last night. They have a half-game lead for the second wild card spot. And there's a look at the Cardinal manager, Mike Schilt. His lineup tonight with Matt Carpenter at the top, and then Jose Martinez and Paul DeJong here in the first inning. Carpenter has been left out of the fun here recently. Ozuna clean up, then Jerko and Molina, Wong, Bader, and Gomberg. There's a look at your Cardinal batting order for tonight. And quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Anibal Sanchez, the starter tonight. He's really taken something a little off that fastball. You'll see him at times throw a 75-mile-an-hour breaking ball, and he's mixing in a cutter now that misses on the outside corner. There's a look at his Hyundai pitch arsenal for Anibal Sanchez. The 1-2 pitch to Carpenter. Check swing, and he went. A strikeout of Carp. And the batter is Jose Martinez. Still has a chance at a batting championship. Now he'd have to get on fire to do it here in the final couple of weeks, but 300 still a benchmark in batting average. It's still what many players strive for. But in a game that's got so many walks, strikeouts, and home runs, overlooked many times, batting average.
It's starting to be, but I'll tell you what, you go home at the end of the season, if you hit 280, 298, or 299, you're not happy. There's always a hit in there somewhere over the course of the year, and it's just 300. You're right. It's not only the benchmark, it is something that you strive for the entire year.
Right now, only 8 players in the National League currently up over 300, and 3 of them are in this series: Markakis, Freeman, and Martinez. We talked about it last night, Jimmy. We're kind of seeing the body language of Jose Martinez, and looks to be a little bit more confident at the plate.
Yeah, they were talking about it earlier today downstairs about how he was starting to feel it a little bit. I hinted towards one of the guys down there, saying you can tell when he's getting excited. He's starting to get locked in. He just starts to talk and gets animated and starts moving around, and that's what we've been seeing last day or 2.
Anibal Sanchez, 6 innings of 1-run baseball. That was Wednesday in San Francisco. Took a no decision. The 2-1 Braves victory over the Giants. He did walk 5, a season high in that game, and that step foul. The entire Cardinal dugout taking off their hats to try to field that ground ball. It's a crowded dugout and crowded bullpens when you get to this point in September with all the call-ups.
It's a big-time crowded dugout right now, especially on the top step, both sides.
And the 1-2 pitch. Catches the upper portion of the strike zone, and back-to-back strikeouts to start the night. Around the horn, presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Acuna, Inciarte, and Markakis in the outfield. Camargo, Culberson, Albies, and Freeman on the infield. Kurt Suzuki is behind the plate. Brings in Paul DeJong, who homered last night. Cardinals, since the All-Star break, 296 runs scored. That leads all of baseball, and 79 home runs, 3rd most in the major leagues. Fouled back by DeJong. Home run last night was number 18, and he has 59 runs batted in. And much of that damage has been done on the road. Next home run hit by the Cardinals away from Busch Stadium. It'll be number 121. And that is one shy of matching the franchise record set back in 16 and in 2004. That's bowled foul past Jose Oquendo. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
See Sanchez just really moving the ball around. I think that pitch that got Martinez was a cutter that was inside to a righty. You expect that ball to keep running in off the plate, and it stayed pretty true, and actually might have come back a little bit, caught him off guard, and doing a good job of moving the ball around so far.
Ground ball deep in the hole. Tough play. Culberson. Wow. What a play. Takes a hit away from Paul DeYoung. Austin Gomber, the lefty, on the mound for St. Louis. Every game so important, including tonight. 11 to go. Gomber on the mound when we come back. Austin Gomber coming off a real tough start. Career high 7 runs over 3 innings against the Dodgers on Thursday. Cardinals made it close at the end, a 9-7 loss. But prior to that blow-up, 4-0, 2.78 ERA. And the Cardinals have won 7 of his 9 games that he started. Hyundai pitch arsenal for Austin Gomber. The fastball, very good curve. Talked about how he mixes in that cutter as well. The 1-0 pitch taken for his strike by Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yeah, he likes to stay, down and away mostly to righties and lefties, and just kind of mixing it up. And I think he's done a good job with that good breaking ball, but you got to challenge the hitters with the fastball to make that breaking ball effective.
What a talent this young man is. Ronald Acuna Jr. just might be the Rookie of the Year. Moved to the leadoff role in the first game after the All-Star break. And since that time, 18 home runs, 18 of his 25 from the leadoff position. And a 3-1 pitch. Acuna hits it on a hop to third. Jed Jerko. And that's out number 1. Ryan Snicker in his lineup for the Braves. Acuna, Albies, and Freeman. Markakis, Camargo, Suzuki, Inciarte, Culberson, and the pitcher, Anibal Sanchez. So 2 managers that were the interim managers of the respective clubs and then picked up the full-time job. And 2 guys that have spent a lot of years in the organizations.
2 guys with teams about to get a chance, at least one of them for sure, but another one getting a chance to get into the playoffs.
Cardinals half game in front, that second wild card spot. And a ground ball again to Jed Jerko. Albies retired, and that's out number 2. And the Cardinals defensively tonight around the horn, presented by Dobbs. Ozuna, Bader, and Martinez in the outfield. Jerko, DeYoung, Wong, and Carpenter on the infield, and Yadier Molina behind the plate. It was one of the big moments in the ball game last night, but Freddie Freeman, bases loaded, and he struck out against Carlos Martinez. He lines a single into center field. Two-out hit, and it brings in Nick Markakis.
Such a good hitter. That ball's not even on the plate. Kind of stays up through it.
Markakis batting .307, 5th best in the National League. League leader Scooter Gennett at .318, along with Christian Yelich. Hit for his second cycle last night. Then Zobrist, Kane, Markakis, Freeman, Rendon, and Jose Martinez. And a strike on the outside corner. Vic Carapazza calling the balls and strikes. Jim Wolf down at first. DJ Rayburn at second. Crew chief Sam Holbrook is at third. You'll know it when Vic wants to make that strike call. He's emphatic about it. Just like that.
I just ran into Randy Marsh, longtime umpire, now works for the league. And I said, what are you doing here? And he says, well, these two teams are in the hunt. Sometimes that gets a little bit magnified, so they sent one of us down here to keep an eye on everything.
Keep everything going in the right direction, I guess.
Yeah, making sure everyone's doing their job all the way around.
It does bring up a greater point. If fans are curious, umpires are evaluated with every call. And so if you're thinking, wow, they made a bad call and who's watching these guys, Major League Baseball is. They're evaluated, they're voted upon. There's reports every night. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Instead of check on the runner at first, Freeman, who does have 9 stolen bases this year.
I think the one thing that we just don't see is probably for the better of the umpires is they take care of everything internally, right? So they report to Mr. Torrey in New York, and they keep it internally. So if someone's going to get reprimanded, they're going to keep it quiet. They're going to make a big deal out of it.
Hit down the left field line, slicing, foul, and out of play. I will say this, and I do believe this. If there's a controversial play or call made by an umpire, they can send down a pool reporter. So the group of reporters has one that'll go down there and ask for an explanation. And, you know, you can dance around it a little bit. And my thinking is, look, you were a player for a long time. Sometimes you messed up.
A lot.
And reporters came to you and said, well, what happened? Why did that happen? Umpire maybe should be open to that as well. There's a swing and a miss and a strikeout.
And I think sometimes they are, which is good. But like I said, they keep it within. I'm sure a lot of people would like to see it out there a little bit more, but they do a good job of keeping it internally.
Jim Edmonds.
Going with keep their foot on the gas pedal right now. They got to keep going. Every game is going to have to be a grind and grind it out. And you just got to keep on going.
Left center off the bat of Ozuna, and the catch is made.
Comes down to trying to score every run that's possible, moving runners over, winning innings, getting good pitching, being able to use everyone that you can to get into the game and contribute. And the only way to do that is keep your foot on the gas pedal as a group.
Here's Jed Jerko. One thing I would like to see the umpires do, we're talking about them and meeting with potentially the media, but with replay, I would like to see it announced to the crowd and for those at home. Exactly what are we looking at?
100%.
I think that's something that is not that big of an ask. Here's the 0-1.
And they do get asked by the media from time to time when it's a big call. Probably could be a little bit more often. And I was just making a comment that they do a really nice job of kind of protecting them. Even though, and you know, Randy Marsh is here watching right now, but if something goes on, I feel like the players and everyone probably wants to see publicly, you know, backlash or apologies or why did this guy miss so many pitches this night. And I think they just do a really nice job of taking control of it from the inner circles. And that's kind of Joe Torre's MO, right? He's very calm and cool and collected. And actually, Randy Marsh was talking about Mr. Torre today, saying that he admires how just well-rounded he is with all of baseball and how calm and easygoing he is to deal with and just so professional. But we all know that when we get to deal with him, so it doesn't surprise me at all.
So calm, which probably made him the perfect fit in New York with that media.
Probably helped him a little bit too.
You bet. There's Yadier Molina. Name your Molina. Jose Benji Yadi. Jose played 15 years. Benji 13. Yadi in his 15th, and he's tied with Benji with 144 home runs. Hit a home run into right center last night. The amazing part of this is that Molina, 17 of the 18 have been hit away from this stadium. Fouled back, and we saw him running early in the game with a double hit by Wong and then limping around the bases after his home run last night. And I asked Mike Schilt today, I said, if you could put a percentage on it where Yadi is at, he said, yeah, maybe 80–85%, but we'll take it. Strike 2 on Molina. And that's hit out to center. Well hit again. And going back and making the catch. He's a good one. Ender Inciarte. 6 up and 6 down for Sanchez. Here's Paul DeYoung. More on the Cardinals shortstop. We check in with Erica.
Thank you, Dan. Yes, Paul DeYoung has quietly collected 40 RBI since the All-Star break. That is good for third best in the National League during that span of time. He picked up a couple with a big 2-run home run last night. And considering he said he lost his rhythm and timing working his way back from that broken hand, it's pretty impressive. He said, guys have just done a good job getting on base in front of me. He said sometimes he makes easy outs when nobody is on, but when a runner is in front of him, he just locks in a little bit more. It's more of a mindset. And Mike Schilt called him an under-the-radar special kind of talent.
Even keel. Boy, Jed Jerko busy tonight. Tricky hop there and into shallow left field. It's a third ball that's been hit at him tonight. And Camargo is aboard. Air ruled on Jed Jerko. Camargo went 1 for 5 last night as he returned after missing a week with tightness in his groin. Is hitting above 300 since the break.
Yeah, you can see that play, just tough hop a little bit too. And you can always tell, even right there, you don't see the whole play. Watch the player's glove. See, the player's glove is down. As long as it's down, the ball comes up on you. The mistakes people make are when the glove's not all the way down and the ball gets underneath you. You see a player's glove down and the ball hops up on him, then you know it's a different hop than he was expecting. Watch him get down and then boop. I'll tell you what, there's an area right there just outside the glove and the pad of your thumb. The ball hits that, that's painful. So you definitely don't want to play the ball like that.
Suzuki pops it up. Carpenter gives it a look and it's out of play. This could be a real tough challenge for any lefty. It's Gomber on the mound tonight. But the Braves have a .785 OPS against lefties this year. On base plus slugging. That's tied with the Yankees' third best in the majors, only behind the Astros and the Rockies. So you love Bud Norris against lefties. They've only hit 180 against him. He's not available. Martinez, his changeup, that could be something to think about. Well, he probably doesn't go tonight because of back-to-back games. And so you get the point that, you know, the lefties in that bullpen, this could be an important game for them as we go deeper into it.
Starts to become, you get down this deep and a couple of your right-handers have been used. Yeah, you start to have to ask guys to get more than an out here and there. And sometimes you're going to have to call down there and say, hey, I need you to get through the 7th. Hopefully, or the 6th, but hopefully they make that matchup work and you can get that full inning out of one of those lefties down there.
2-2 the count on the catcher tonight, Kurt Suzuki, hitting .271 with 12 home runs, and he's driven in 47. That's yanked foul. The 2-2 pitch. And now 3-2. Camargo with no stolen bases at first base, plus dealing with the sore groin. Not sure they'd want to start him on 3-2. He's not going, or he is late, and the throw to second is offline just a bit, and it'll be a stolen base. So the strikeout of Kurt Suzuki and Camargo, either it's a terrible jump or delayed steal.
I don't think it was a delayed steal. He might have got a bad jump, and like just bad enough to fool Yachty. Just making sure that he went to the plate. Probably not a straight steal, but you can see rhythm is so much a part of this game, and you can see right there Yachty jumped up and then had to stop for a second, and then when he delivered the ball, his rhythm was off, and then the ball was thrown over to the third base side of second base, and see the look in his face. He was not happy about it at all.
Ender Inciarte, the center fielder, hitting .262, 10 home runs, and has driven in 58. As an outfielder, you think with every pitch, just like an infielder, catcher, pitcher, but with an 8-time Gold Glover next to me, you've got a guy in Camargo not running well at second base. Take that chance and throw home and maybe get him.
Yeah, you definitely have to know who can run and who can't. You got to realize what you can handle out there, and then if you get close enough to take a shot at it for sure. But it's when it all becomes fun for an outfielder, when you get a ball that you think you can throw somebody out on. Had a nice little conversation with Jose Oquendo today about the couple of the outfield throws last night. It's quite interesting.
Slowly hit to the right side, gloved by Carpenter, steps on the bag. And there's 2 outs with Camargo at third base. Follow the race to the postseason on MLB.tv for $25.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live. Take advantage of this limited time offer. Mike Schilt was telling both of us that conversation was had with the center fielder last night, Jairo Munoz. An intentional walk there. No pitch to Sanchez about when and how you approach it. And it's a coach that's going to go to him early. Another one goes late. He knows the throws are poor. He knows he made bad decisions. But he said you definitely address the situation. And you let the player know that there's accountability. That you cannot do that.
And that's the reason why I went to Oquendo, because in fear of a lot of people watching from that level down there and it happening really fast, went down there to offer some explanation on what can be done to create or prevent that. Sorry. And I tried to give him a little thought process where instead of trying to worry about the runner as he's trying to catch the ball, to a little peek before he goes to catch the ball. As he's running, you can peek in and you can see if the runner's running hard or not. And then your concentration can be completely off the runner. You already know where he's at. Just work on catching the ball and then making a good strong throw. And to be curious, I went down there to see how it was handled, and they all talked about that. But it's funny coming from a different angle, coming from up here, coming down there and saying that. They all looked at me like, we didn't think about that. So it was fun. We had a good time with it today, and hopefully it benefits some of the players.
On a hop to wall, and the Braves will strand a pair. We head to the third, and there's no score. Thursday the 26th, all fans receive a 2019 Cardinals magnet schedule presented by Shelter Insurance. Cardinals.com/promotions. Colton Wong with a home run last night, a triple away from the cycle. And a bases loaded double as well, and a single. And a big night. Wong, Bader, Gomber coming up for the Cardinals here in the top of the third. It was home run number 9 for Colton Wong. Going back to Jairo Munoz, by the way. That base hit to right, and he quickly got it back into the infield. Remember, Freeman was held up at third. And part of that was the reputation of his arm and the fact that he hustled, got to the ball off the wall, was able to get it cleanly and fired back in. And that may have been the difference in the game.
Well, and they said Ron Washington doesn't hold a whole lot of guys up, too. So he had to see something he didn't like. And that's probably the play that he made off the wall and the turnaround and the good, strong throw. He's super talented. He's done a great job all year. Sometimes it's just one game, a couple things happen, and you get exposed. And you know, it's just simple fixes. But I'll tell you what, he's been doing a great job all year long, and he's made some serious progress at the big league level while he's playing.
3-0 the count on Wong, with Sanchez just spinning away after that pitch. Remember, season high 5 walks last time out, 3-1. Later tonight, Freeland against Kershaw, the Rockies and the Dodgers. 3-1 pitch. 3-2. And Wong hit by the pitch. The Indeed player resume. Harrison Bader last night faced a lefty, made him pay. Big home run, big moment in the game. Excitement that he brings every night when he's in there. Defensively, on the bases, at the plate, Harrison Bader. We'll see if the Cardinals want to be aggressive tonight with this combination of Sanchez, Suzuki. Good speed here. The bottom of the lineup could cause some havoc here tonight for the Cardinals with Wong and Bader. Braves thinking the same thing.
Well, the Braves also know Colton Wong's been picked off a few times, so we can keep an eye on him, thinking that he might run here. Also, the Braves have a hard time keeping guys from stealing. They not do a good job of holding runners on this year.
No balls and a strike on Bader. Or rather, a check on Wong, and now he's back in safely. Wong with 6 stolen bases. Home run for Bader last night was number 11. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. The magic number for the Atlanta Braves, 7. And for whatever reason, they have struggled here at home this year, but very good on the road. An issue for them recently has been their bullpen. Atlanta's allowed 24 runs in their last 3 games. All have been losses. And despite that, their magic number still down to 7. The earliest they can clinch the division be on Thursday. They're trying to avoid their longest losing skid of the season. Phillies just 3-7 in their last 10. Runner goes, and it's fouled back.
Cole got a great jump too.
You know, normally when teams are going into postseason play, you can look at what they do at home. Not necessarily the case this year with the Braves. Just 38-37 here at SunTrust Park. No score here in the top of the third. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bader. And a swing and a miss. 4th strikeout for Sanchez.
It's a good pitch right here by Sanchez. Looks like a slider he just took a little bit off. A little more than usual. Bader not only missing it, but out in front just a little bit.
So 1 out and a runner at first and a check on Colton Wong. Austin Gomber batting .250 at the plate. Third baseman Camargo in, anticipating a bunt. And strike 1. At last check, Memphis was leading their ball game 2-0 as they play for the AAA championship. And then the water sprinklers came on at the field. So we'll see what happens. Long running, and the tag is there by Culberson. Those quick hands.
Pretty good throw by Kurt Suzuki, but watch his tag right here. Nice job. Ball's way up the line. Good job by the umpire staying with it. Nice tag by Charlie Culberson.
And a strikeout of Gomber, so Sanchez, first time through, 5 strikeouts. Is brought to you by St. Louis Children's Hospital and Washington University Physicians, Guardians of Childhood. And by Toyota. Let's go places. No score, home half of the third. Blues and Fox Sports Midwest teaming up to create a world without cancer at Pedal the Cause on September 29th and 30th. Join or donate at pedalthecause.org/blues. Ronald Acuna Jr. 1-2-3 in this lineup. No score. Home half of the third. I got a buddy of mine that's having surgery tomorrow, Connor Main. He'll be at Shriners Hospital in St. Louis, and he never misses a ball game. And Jimmy, he's come up to the booth a number of times and visited with us. Saw him last week most recently. And Connor, I'm thinking about you tonight, buddy, and we'll see you shortly in St. Louis. Everything will be just fine. It's Connor Main. I've never seen a young man smile as much as he does. He is always smiling. Loves to be at the ballpark, loves to visit us in the booth. 2-1 pitch. Did not go. 3-1. Right center. Bader back at the wall, and it's gone. Ronald Acuna Jr. with home run number 26.
Pretty good hitter. You can see right here, mislocation, threw it right down the middle at 92 mile an hour. Fastball. If he knew he got it. Hit that ball a long way to right center field.
He's only one of 7 players in the history of the game to reach 25 home runs prior to his 21st birthday. What a talent. Ozzie Albies, 1 ball and 1 strike. Acuna was called up back on April 25th, so essentially has done this in a 5-month period too.
Done it in a hurry, you're right. Missed pretty much the first month. But man, like you said, what a talent.
He also, to add to it, missed 28 games. He had a mild ACL sprain. So I mean, think about that. He essentially has done it missing 2 months. First month in the minor leagues and then missing 28 games with the knee injury. That's amazing. The 2-2 pitch. The strikeout for Gomber. His 3rd of the night. There's Freddie Freeman, single to center field. He's 6th in average, 2nd in hits, 8th in on-base percentage. Strike 1. Over his last 9 games, sitting right around 330. 1 ball and 1 strike. And a grounder that's fair. Carpenter will take it. 2 outs. GMC leaderboard. Only 8 qualified players in the National League hitting above 300, what we talked about earlier, and 3 of those in this ball game.
That's the days of hitting 350, 360 are over with, huh? Tell you what, though, you're getting a good look. Some of that talent tonight, and a lot of guys in the National League Central.
Scooter Jeanette at 318 along with Yelich. First pitch is strike.
You see in the 90s right there, 98, he still had Wade Boggs, and maybe Tony Gwynn was still around then. Paul Molitor. Those guys were hitting 340, 350 every single year.
Now Mookie Betts in the American League batting 337. He's had a tremendous season along with JD Martinez, his teammate, at 328. 0-2 the count. Now 1-2 on Markakis.
John Olerud, such a smooth left-handed swing. It's like he had everything he hit hard.
Liner over Carpenter and down into the corner. Two-out double for Nick Markakis.
The breaking ball down and in right here. That's why Nick's such a good hitter right here. This is a tough pitch to handle and keep fair. Keeps his hands inside just enough. Pulls it down the line for a double. A lot of guys that pull the ball, that pull that ball into their leg, into the dugout, kind of surrounded a little bit. When you keep your hands inside the ball, you can keep that ball fair.
Markakis came up all the way back in 2006 with Baltimore. Now in his 4th year with the Atlanta Braves. 7th overall pick in 2003, so he's been in pro ball a long time. Here's Camargo at the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. 2-0. Kurt Suzuki on deck. 3 balls and no strikes. Two-out walk. So we had Markakis at 0-2. Lost him to the double. A walk to Camargo, and now Kurt Suzuki. Suzuki struck out, and he's 0 for 1. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. A 34-year-old from Hawaii. Number of years with the Oakland A's. 3 years in Minnesota, and his 2nd year with the Atlanta Braves. 2 outs and 2 on, and that pitch taken for a ball inside. Cardinals in day baseball tomorrow have Jack Flaherty on the mound. Early start time back home in St. Louis. Will come your way at 11:10. Runners at first and second, and the 1-0. See it at times with Gomber where he just does not finish off that breaking ball.
That ball looks like it's slipping out of his hand a little bit. So you can see certain pitchers, when they struggle a little bit, you can see them kind of start to pull off a little bit where they're actually trying with their body to get the ball down. What actually happens is when your shoulders start to go down and forward towards the plate, your arm drags a little bit and the ball slips out. Like that. You see the shoulders go down?
Yeah.
when his shoulders start to tilt, you want to try to stay up tall as long as you can, and you're really trying to throw the ball in a downhill plane. Watch his shoulders start to go down right there. And he's almost trying to, sometimes pitchers that like to keep the ball down try to force the ball down and forget it's with your arm and not your body. And he finally makes his pitch. Didn't get it. Good time for a visit right here for sure. He's getting a little frustrated.
Third walk, one of those intentional. Back-to-back in this inning. All this being done with 2 outs.
Watching the 2-0 while your friends go for the steal? We understand. Great Southern Bank. We're fans too.
Austin Gomber not happy with Vic Carapazza. That previous pitch that was called a ball, he was upset. Turn around, no words.
Well, you know, you struggle a little bit. The ball's been up and away, up and in. And times it's just, I don't know what it is and why it happens that way, but it's almost like if you can't throw a strike, then they don't give you the borderline strike. I don't know if sometimes the umpires just lose concentration or they just figure it's not going to be a strike. See it happen way too much.
Inciarte 1 for 11 with the bases loaded this year. There's strike 1. Two-time Gold Glover for the Braves. Good player. Came over along with Aaron Blair and Dansby Swanson from the Diamondbacks. That was part of the Shelby Miller deal.
The Shelby Miller deal or the Dansby Swanson deal? Which one was it?
Or Inciarte too.
That's true. He's a pretty good player himself. Quite an interesting move that they made.
2 balls and a strike with the bases loaded. Big pitch coming up right here. Pitch count already at 57 for Gomber. Into center. And there's Bader to make the catch. Inciarte strands the bases loaded. Home run hit by Ronald Acuna Jr. 17 starts. Anibal Sanchez in a record of 3-7. And then with the Atlanta Braves, 6-5 in 21 starts. You know, one of the things that's really changed for him, the lack of home runs that he's allowed. Last 3 years served up 85, fourth most in the game. And only 13 in 21 starts this year coming into this particular start with the Braves.
Oh, he's done a pretty good job tonight of keeping the ball down. Said talk about that cutter, little runner. If you keep the ball in the middle of the plate, keep the ball down, you'll be a little bit more successful against the home run ball.
Carpenter is 0 for his last 14, had a couple of walks last night, scored twice, struck out to start tonight. And the Cardinals first time through with 5 strikeouts. The Kubota power stats. Talked about it earlier. The Cardinals 1 home run away from matching the franchise record of road homers. 121.
Pretty sure they're going to get that.
Yes, sir.
Because if they don't, there'd not be any playoffs.
This game tonight, tomorrow afternoon, and then 3 at Wrigley. That's left.
Pretty big part of their lineup, though.
2-2 the count. Kind of a tale of 3 seasons for Carpenter. Slow start, remarkable long run in the middle, and it's been slow here in September, and he'd love to change that. Bites it off and out of play. Sanchez released by Minnesota, middle of spring training. 34-year-old right-hander. Needed another team to give him a chance, and he gets it here with the Braves. The 2-2 pitch. Outside corner, struck him out.
You don't see this very often, mostly with a fastball, but man, it just seems like he's a little in between on a couple of pitches here and there. Usually when that ball's inside that strike zone, he's swinging at it.
When Anibal Sanchez signed with the Red Sox as a free agent in 2001, Austin Gomber was 7 years old. He's been around for a while. 284 starts, including tonight. And that's the 4th most ever with Johan Santana. Most ever from Venezuela. Felix Hernandez, 402. Two balls and no strikes on Jose Martinez. He struck out back in the first. The 2-0 pitch. Shade him a bit to the opposite way, and a 2-1. Ripped out to left. It's cut out by Acuna, and with that he holds Martinez to a single.
Well, you can see why they're so high on that young man out there on left field. You got the home run, and then watch this defensive play right here. That's a long way to go. But just a little bit of a turn and pretty much a strike to second base.
In steps Paul DeYoung. Runner at first and 1 out.
That's a big play right there, too. People don't realize cutting that run off, going to second base.
And DeYoung with a drive into left center. Acuna back at the wall. It's gone. He's done it again. Paul DeYoung with a 2-run homer. And the Cardinals have their first lead of the night. It's 2-1. Paul DeYoung with home run number 19.
Another missed location, got it up. Nice easy swing by Paul, hit it on the barrel again. So smooth. Kuna saying to himself, I busted my butt for what? Went from all smiles to frowns in 2 pitches.
Good rip by Ozuna. So the single by Martinez, the first Cardinal hit, and now the home run. Back-to-back hits and a 2-1 St. Louis lead. The 1-1. Popped up a mile high. Freeman coming in and makes the catch. Inning started with a strikeout of Carpenter, single to left by Martinez. DeYoung 2-run homer. And now Ozuna popping out, and it brings in Jed Jerko. Jerko struck out his first time up, 0 for 1. Road homers hit by the Cardinals as Jerko lifts it into right, and that ties the franchise record away from home. One swing and it can change quickly, and that's what's happened in this ball game thanks to Paul DeYoung. 2-run homer and a 2-1 St. Louis lead. Bottom of the 4th, 2-1 St. Louis, thanks to Paul DeYoung. Bunt pushed foul by Charlie Culberson. We just had the Beat the Freeze promo. And the individual that had to beat the Freeze had absolutely no chance.
That's an understatement. He's striding it out. He's got the goggles on because he's running so fast.
I would sign him up as a September call-up. Maybe get some stolen bases out of him. Nigel Tolton is the is the gentleman in that outfit who also works on the grounds crew. Inside, 2-1. We're told he is training for the Olympics. Pitch count at 61 for Gomber. We're in the home half of the fourth. And according to Tom Mee, who has read his bio, he enjoys quiet walks on the beach, and his favorite dog is a beagle. Lined into right at a base hit. Martinez backhands it. Culberson stops it first, and a good play by Jose. Would you take the freeze, or would you take Bader with a lead in that race?
Bader with a lead.
I would too.
Might take Bader without a lead.
Just straight up, huh?
Don't know if he could run that far though. That's a long run, and that's like a 400-meter-yard ride. You know, the what is it? The 100, the 200, the 400. I mean, that's at least 400. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good run right there.
Anibal Sanchez at the plate.
They do some research to see how far that actually is. Maybe not 400 meters, maybe 200.
Bunted in the air, and it's a runner that's safe at first, and the throwback by Carpenter, and a nice play made by Yair Molina. Wow. They almost advanced the runner without even having a bunt. He doesn't miss much, does he?
No, he doesn't.
So Carpenter threw it back, and Molina had to make a catch at his knees to make sure it didn't go away.
I was wondering if Carp just missed through that. I actually think he was throwing it to Yachty. I don't know what's going on here.
Take a look at it again. So you get the catch. There's the out. All right, good job.
Oh, we missed it. We'll check back on that later.
Big swing and miss by Ronald Acuna Jr. 0-2 the count. He homered back in the third inning, his 26th of the year. In the dirt. Very close. I was going to say, Jimmy, if you're going to bring a sign, sometimes we'll try to make sure those signs get on television. But if you do it, let's put it the right way, if you don't mind, so we could get it the other way.
We can read it if he looks up. Maybe he took a selfie and thought it was bad, not backwards. Oh, I'm telling you. See why I like when the ball goes into the stands so much? Never know what you're going to see.
This is game number 100 for Acuna. In his first 99, think about this, 54 extra base hits. Over the past 110 seasons, only 8 players in history have had more in their first 100 games. The 2-2 pitch. And Molina holds on, and there's a strikeout of Acuna. That's strikeout number 4. Memphis Redbirds night coming up. You'll take home that ring. Cardinals.com/theme to celebrate a championship. The replica Memphis Redbird ring. Memphis up 8-0 in their ball game for the AAA championship. Ozzie Albies in bowl one.
Talking about keep your foot on the gas. Holy moly.
I was thinking as Jed Jerka was coming in with that pop-up that he might let that drop to turn two. They may have been able to do that. Regardless, they got the batter at the plate and got the out, so they made sure and got one. Might have been able to get two. Would have been tough. Really puts the runner at first base in no man's land. A ball and a strike on Albies. Overshadowed by Acuna, but a tremendous season. 2 runs scored last night. 101 for the season. Last time a Brave had over 100 runs scored, Freddie Freeman, 2016. Chipper Jones did it all the way back in '07. And Chipper Jones inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame this past summer. A swing and a miss, so a strikeout back-to-back for Gomber of both Acuna and Albies. Molina coming up as we head to the 5th. All right, Jimmy, thank you. Ball one to Yadier Molina. Top of 5 in a 2-1 game. Molina fly to center. 2 balls and no strikes. Sanchez sends it out to right center. And Ciarte near the track and makes the catch. Two deep fly balls hit off the bat of Yadier Molina.
He's swinging the bat pretty well. It's just like you don't see him hit a lot of high fly balls like that. Usually that ball's laced in the gap, more of a line drive type of hitter. Ball's getting deep though, and he's putting good swings on it, so that's good news at least.
Cardinals have won each of the last 7 games here in Atlanta, dating back to the start of 2016. Last 3 games at Turner Field and the first 4 at SunTrust, and trying to make it 5 in a row here at this ballpark. There's a base hit into center.
Yikes.
Kolten Wong on base for the second time, was hit by a pitch first time.
Watch this replay right here. That's how you swing the bat right there. Ball out over the plate, hit it right back where it's coming from. Tell you what, he just got healthy, had a little rest, swinging the bat pretty good. He's going to be a big part of this team come down the stretch. Talked about these 2 back-to-back, but him in general.
And a strike.
There's that cutter on the inner half right there. You see guys like right-handers get that cutter and they're expecting it to go inside more. And it actually breaks back over the plate.
Pretty amazing day in baseball history. 50 years ago in 1968. Ray Washburn no-hit the Giants. That was a day after the Giants' Gaylord Perry no-hit the Cardinals. It was also this date in 2004, Jim Edmonds and company clinch the division with a 7-0 win over Arizona at home. 2004, a special year. Bader hits it up the middle and a base hit. Wong on his way to third. You'll love to see that. First to third from Kolten Wong and a single to center field.
It's a great job of running the bases right there by Kolten. He almost hesitated, but he did, and he kept going. I'm kind of hoping he throws to third base. I wanted to see if Bader would keep running. This is why you got to be careful with speed, right? He takes a good hard turn on here. Yep, I'm going to go. Nice job, Kolten Wong. Ciarte throws that ball to third base. You never know where Bader ends up.
Here's Austin Gomber. Take a look and watch Bader's reaction.
They know what's going on. These guys are learning. They're starting to figure it out. And just pushing the envelope, right? Just keep pushing. If you can run, run. If you do your job like that, that's part of your game. You got to play it that way every night when you go out there.
Both corners were busting in. Jose Oquendo talking with Austin Gomber. Key obviously don't hit into a double play. Advance that runner from first to second. Never know, maybe drive him in if you're swinging away.
Don't know his time to the plate, but if he's slow to the plate, you square around. Bader gets a good jump. You just pull it back.
Bader's running, and it's down. Wong to the plate, and out. Late break by Wong, and runners now at first and second.
Was looking into the dugout, maybe thought he might give something away. Yeah, he got a little bit of a bad jump, but there, you know, could be a squeeze, could be a safety squeeze.
Got to wonder if he's blocking the plate. That would be the only reason why that you would challenge this. This is a reviewable play. Wong did have to make a little bit of an adjustment at the plate. So let's take a look. Now, if the throw takes the catcher into the line, the third base line, that's a different story as opposed to him just blatantly blocking the dish.
I think it was a little bit of both, if you would ask my opinion.
Yeah.
That's good old school, especially out of him, right? He's been Kurt Suzuki's been around the league for a long time. You can't just erase those old habits. He's going to go kick those legs out there if you can.
I do not think they would overturn that. Runners at first and second, and 2 outs. And the batter is Carpenter. That's a missed opportunity again for the Cardinals. Let's see if Carpenter can't bust out. Tonight 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. I think you described it perfectly with Carpenter in his previous at bat. Not to say it carries over here, but does seem to be a little bit in between.
Well, the thing you notice with Matt Carpenter is when he's going good, he swings at everything that's in the zone. And he's usually balanced perfectly. And even a pitch like that, pull foul, foul it back, hit it hard somewhere. Now he's kind of taking it with a little bit of a flinch.
Three infielders, as always, on the right side for Carpenter. And the 1-1. That's a pitch normally he stays away from, too. A little bit off the plate, in, 1-2 the count. Our score is 2-1 here in the top of 5. Gomber, your runner at first base. Bader, good speed at second.
Good changeup by Sanchez right there.
One-two pitch inside. Inside again.
I feel like I'm watching the old Braves of the 90s when they get pitches 6 inches off the plate and the fans are booing the umpire because he didn't get it.
Runners off with this pitch. 3-2 on Carpenter.
The Maddox out there throwing a fit. Remember those days?
Glavin 2.
Man.
Strikes out for the 3rd time. Cardinals can't cash in. It stays 2-1. Our score as we move to the bottom of the fifth. This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Cardinals. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cardinals. And now time for Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Austin Gomber, the lefty, getting the call tonight. He's pitched out of trouble in a couple of innings. Braves have just one run. The Cardinals have a 2-1 lead. 4 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. That was the Acuna home run. Walked 3, struck out 5, 74 pitches. Freddie Freeman takes ball 1, and we're underway here in the bottom of the fifth. The 1-1. Freeman with a single to center field and grounded out to first.
Austin Gomber's really throwing a lot of pitches. A lot of extra pitches tonight with balls. 37 balls, 41 strikes. A total up to 78 pitches only in the 5th inning. Just a lot of pitches around the zone, but just not close enough.
The other aspect of it too, Jimmy, and we talk about this a lot, it's not just pitch count, but are you pitching stressful innings? And he's been pitching with runners on every inning tonight.
Well, he's kind of a little bit of a max effort guy. You can see in the body language, he's giving it everything he's got pretty much every pitch. You can tell by the finish, I think, when you see the follow through in the finish, and it's kind of exaggerated a little bit. That means he's giving you 100%, 95%. He's just not cruising out there. It's probably the easiest pitch he's thrown in a while. I've been watching closely to see why he's not sharp. That one just a little bit easier, a little bit better location.
(3-2) again, and a base hit into right center. Freeman, the wide turn around the bag, stops at first, and a leadoff single.
Couldn't get his location again. A little frustration. Tell you what, he's been working. He's been working hard tonight. That Cardinal bullpen starts to stir a little bit. 5th inning is always that inning where you got to get through it. You know it's there. Got to get into it to finish it for a win. It's almost all of a sudden it's been like that so tough 5th inning.
The way Mike Schultz is managed, he could care less whether a starter gets a win.
Oh, for sure.
He's all about team wins, and sometimes, you know, managers will be a little bit different in terms of how they extend a pitcher beginning of the year, but this is go time, man. Wong spins out there to first, and a double play. No. To the naked eye, he looked out. 4-6, they get the lead man.
Tell you what, they could probably question that slide at second base. He was close, but he didn't touch the bag.
Yadier Molina talking with the home plate umpire. Cardinals used a challenge, remember, with the play at the plate.
Not a bad slide, but definitely not straight into the bag. Good call at first base. Let's see the sometimes the road technology not as good as the home technology. It's not as clear, but let's see what we're talking about nonetheless. think they got away with one though at second base.
There's Camargo. Two balls and no strikes. Two and two. Now time called. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another check on Nick Markakis. Just 1 stolen base. And the 2-2 is spoiled. Right center. Bader makes the catch. Yes, sir, Jimmy. Here it is. You've been waiting all night for it. The winter hat. Sunday, September 23rd. Cooper Tires will present that hat to you. You like to hunt. You like to ice fish. You like to walk the streets of St. Louis on a cold night. You're taken care of right there. And you, as a Cardinals Hall of Famer, everybody will say, my goodness, that is Jim Edmonds, and he's got his winter hat on. And repping the Cardinals. You're trying not to laugh.
I love it. Keep the ears warm.
You got it. Here's Kurt Suzuki. Very short lead at first, and the 1-0 is hit out to center. Here comes Bader. That ball will drop. He wanted to barehanded fire to third. Took a risky chance there. And runners at first and third. And 2 outs. Suzuki on base for the second time with a walk and now a single.
Charging hard here. He takes the chances right. Would you say that? I don't know if the right word would be, but an ill-advised play right there to try and barehand that.
What do you always say?
Just catch it.
Just catch it.
Now I'm going to put with your glove in that phrase. That's part of it, though. We talked about it today with the coaching staff for a little bit, talking about the young players, and it takes them a long time to realize that they can't throw everyone out, can't make every single play. And you got to kind of pull him back once in a while. And he barehanded that because he really wanted to throw him out, even though he didn't have a chance. Love the hustle. He cannot take anything away from the way he plays the game. So you have to approach him carefully and word it the right way so that he doesn't get discouraged.
Just a bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike on Ender Inciarte.
Because you do not want to take away the aggressiveness of Harrison Bader at all.
That's what makes him such a good player. Pitch number 95 coming up right here. Good pitch. 1-2. This very well could be the final inning for Gomber.
That's that breaking ball he's been searching for right there. That was about as good as you can throw one, and as good as he's thrown tonight.
Don't you think, Jimmy, he's had a couple this inning that have been better?
Yeah, he seems to be getting his mechanics back a little bit, maybe a little bit too late.
Hit on a play and a good fastball.
His location is just a little off, makes it tougher. So up in the zone a little bit. He's missed a few times when he's really needed to make a pitch. A couple of the balls that have been hit, though, have been jam shots, nothing really hard. Just that extra pitch here and there has got him all the way up to 96 pitches now and still in the 5th inning.
1-2 the count. Runners at the corners for the Braves. Cincinnati leading Milwaukee 3-1. Midway through that game. Jimmy, if you wore that hat, I'd tell you, you shoot your eye out, kid.
Why is that just so obvious that it's that movie, and all I can still think about is that kid putting his tongue on the flagpole.
Out to left, Ozuna there and makes the catch. Braves strand a couple, Gomber through 5, and it's 2-1. In action at Busch Stadium. Tickets for potential wild card and Division Series home games in St. Louis go on sale Thursday at 10 a.m. Get yours at cardinals.com/postseason.
From that camera angle right there, you'd think we were at home.
All the Cardinal fans?
Cardinal fans. That was a full section.
Well, you talked about it last night. This has always been a place where the Cardinals draw remarkably well.
I was always blown away every time we came here. Come here early, go out on the field for batting practice. And just like being at home, just lined up next to the dugout, trying to get autographs. A lot of red.
Jose Martinez, a strikeout and a single, and a run scored. One ball and one strike. Martinez here, then DeYoung and Ozuna. Paul DeYoung with a 2-run homer back in the 4th inning. The difference in our ball game tonight. Ground ball that's hit to short. Culberson up with it and makes the play. Take a look at our Nissan drive of the game. Take you back to the 4th inning. DeYoung now with 19 home runs. 61 runs batted in. The quiet assassin, Paul DeYoung. Now has the 4th most runs batted in the National League since the All-Star break.
Silent assassin. It's like you're forcing him to have to go out there and hit right now. He's just quietly just going out there and doing his job.
We talked about it before where he could just be having a rough night at the plate, look terrible, strike out 3 times, and then boom. He strikes with a home run. Here's a 1-1. It's going to be very interesting tonight, the direction that Mike Schoch goes with his bullpen. Assuming that Martinez unavailable, Norris unavailable, Hicks, you would have loved to have been able to stay away from him. Hudson might be able to go back to him tonight. A lot of it depends right before when the Cardinals take the field and they have a chance to play catch. We did see John Brebbia finish off the game last night.
It's interesting to see John up already right now, considering he's usually your go-to guy when you really need to get it out of a pinch.
2-2. Found it fascinating watching Tony La Russa talk the other day on MLB Network, and they were talking about closers. And he said we make such a big deal, and rightfully so, and I'm paraphrasing, about closers, but you got to get there first. And you know, you can lose that game in the 7th and the 8th with big bats coming up and you don't have your best out there. I've been one to say that I'd like to see closers come in at times in the 8th or the 7th when the game's on the line and the lesser batters are out, because you've got to get there first.
Or a lot of people talk about that whenever the game is really on the line, and you know, you kind of half jokingly say it a lot out here when you know you see a situation to get out of this might be it. If they don't, you know, this could be the game.
Took something off that one.
Sure did. Or that would be your spot. You're saying this is the game on the line right here, so you want your best up against the best.
Picks up the strikeout. That's 8 tonight. And Marcell Ozuna is about ready to do some damage. Lined out sharply to left and then hit one a mile high against Sanchez, out in front just a bit. Looks at a strike. You can tell when he's locked in. We've seen him enough now to know how he takes a pitch, mannerisms at the plate. The 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Had the cortisone shot in the shoulder and has been a different player since. He's hit the ball hard in this series. The 1-1 pitch. 1-2. He's grabbing his backside after that swing. run. Back-to-back strikeouts using that pitch. Brebbia looks like he's coming on. When we come back, it's 2-1. Flaherty tomorrow. We'll come your way at 10:30 St. Louis time with the pregame show. Flaherty 8-7 on the year. Early start tomorrow. Quick turnaround for both clubs. And our Chevy called to the pen. Takes his two. John Brebbia, 41st appearance. In relief of Austin Gomber, went 5 innings, 6 hits, 1 run. It was earned, the home run by Acuna. 3 walks and struck out 5. Charlie Culberson. The pitcher spot Sanchez. And then Acuna. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good pitch, 1-2. Pursuing Brebbia is right. Very sharp slider. Had him fooled.
It's a good pitch right there. You know, it's interesting too. Some of these relievers are better or sharper when they go back-to-back days. I don't know how they do it, but some prefer to do it.
It's a ball and 2 strikes. The next by Brebbia. Got him. And a strikeout to start the bottom of the 6th.
It's a pretty good fastball right there after that good slider. Mid-90s. Pinpoint control right there, right at Yachty. Perfect spot.
So both starters now out of the game as Preston Tucker will be the pinch hitter. It's John Brebbia. One out and nobody on, and the first pitch fouled off. Molina says he's all right. We had a visit with Mitch Harris prior to tonight's game. One of my favorites in Cardinals history. Remarkable story of the Naval Academy and then to the major leagues. And There's a drive into right center. Bader over, and he'll make the catch. And Mitch was talking about one of the only ways he felt he made it was Yadier Molina guiding him behind the plate, understanding how to call a game, understanding what his strengths were. And he said, I've been around some tough people. He said, that guy is tough. Day in and day out. See him kind of shaking his arm after that foul ball that he took off the bicep or the shoulder area. And Mike Schild has called him the smartest guy in that dugout. He said that includes me and our staff. Good fastball again by Brevian. Here's Ronald Acuna Jr. Nothing at 2. StatCast. AI powered by AWS in the home run that was hit by Acuna. 107.2 miles per hour off the bat and into the bullpen. Now to 26 home runs. And the 0-2 pitch. One-two, way outside. So another rookie tonight for the Cardinals, and Gomber making this start. And tomorrow, Jack Flaherty. John Gant, rookie. Over the weekend at some point, Mike Schilt will have Adam Wainwright, who was sensational on Sunday with his 9 strikeouts and 6 scoreless innings. And this is a playoff team. This is not a team that is just saying, hey, we're playing out the string. Most starts by rookies among the contenders, and the Cardinals by a wide margin, 40 starts. Got him. Good work by John Brevian. A pair of strikeouts and a 1-2-3 inning. It's 2-1 at St. Louis. Plan. Get away for a weekend or even stay a week. Cardinals Vacations provides everything you need, including hotel, game tickets, and much more. Visit cardinals.com/vacations or call 1-800-892-7687. Gets cold in St. Louis. Head down to Jupiter. Brad Brock. First pitch, a ball, and we're underway here in the 7th. He's allowed just 3 earned in his last 23 appearances.
I can see why. Kind of jumping at you a little bit. You know what you're thinking right there if you're Jed Jerko? Why me? Why does he have to come in now?
Gateway Honda home run inning. Cardinals hit a home run. The Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri. Brock comes over from Baltimore. Very tough on right-handed batters, hitting just .245 against him. So he jumps at the righties.
Jumps hard at the righties. Got good stuff.
Lefties,
low 90s. Sorry.
No, lefties hitting .330.
Yeah, low 90s. That's the thing, you know, you jump behind the righties. It's like that submarine lefty. Guys are 0-50 against it from the left side, but the right-handers kill him. That's just why he's here. Come in to face the right-handers, and like I said, that's not an easy at bat. Got to deal with that nasty changeup too.
How do you learn to throw like this? I guess when you're getting hit around in other ways and you try to figure out what keeps you in the lead.
You can really break it down. He's just a little funky, but his arm angle is pretty close. I mean, he's off the side, and that's the thing too with lefties, right? You see all the body movement, but the arm is still in the same slot. Maybe it comes out. He is throwing from behind the right-hander's body a little bit, but to a lefty, that's not a big deal. Got to make a guy like this throw strikes, because that's their job, is to come in and usually make you swing at their pitch. He's not just going to pump you fastballs down the middle. He's got to be patient.
That's the idea, it looks like, here with Yadier Molina.
Well, I always tell the young guys, it's all about what you have to learn how to what you can take, not trying to hit their best pitch. It's kind of this. You got to learn what you can get away with facing a guy like this.
And the pitch inside and called a strike, 2-2. Spoiled by Molina. And if that previous pitch was not called a strike, I'm not sure he chases that one out of the zone. That's funny, as you know, Jimmy. I mean, you get a ball that's called a strike off the plate, and umpires don't miss many, but you feel like you got to protect.
Yeah, it just makes you think that maybe the strike zone is getting a little wider.
A swing and a miss by Molina. Cardinals have struck out now 11 times.
Gotti trying to stay inside that ball. Just like I said, the guy jumps at you, moves the ball around, and actually threw him a really good fastball right there and just threw it by him.
So 2 outs and nobody on, and here's Colton Wong. Hit by a pitch back in the 3rd and a single into center in the 5th. We get asked a lot, how are the Cardinals back in this position? There's many factors, but this is a big one right now at the plate. With what he's done defensively, raised his average considerably since the first half of the year, nearly 50 points in batting average.
He's really done a great job ever since he quieted those hands down. Learned how to stay back a little bit more. Not diving all over the plate, putting himself in a bad situation. It's hard enough to hit. Put yourself in a bad situation, it makes it that much tougher.
Here's a 1-1. Jordan Hicks throwing in the Cardinals' pen. And this is what I'm thinking, is that this goes back to what we were talking about before. You've got big bats coming up, and sometimes a game is won or lost before you get to the 9th. And you might be thinking 2 innings out of Hicks tonight. So he's got Albies, Freeman, Markakis, potentially then Camargo, Suzuki, Inciarte. So that could be some of the thinking here by Mike Schill.
You might just want to try and get him through 2, 3, and 4.
Wow, another single hit up the middle by Wong.
That's another nice piece of hitting right here. So still at the plate now.
It's scary, isn't it? It's probably right around 100 miles per hour off the bat. Here's Bader, who is singled and also struck out in a check on Wong. .103 off the bat. This is a tough plate appearance for Harrison Bader, who at times can pull off pitches against right-handed pitching. Trying to bunt his way on. Brock throws and gets him.
Not a bad idea. I don't mind that at all right there by Harrison Bader.
Changes coming up for the Cardinals and Mike Schopp. Out. We relieve Gomber. So third pitcher by the Cardinals, part of a double switch, is our Chevy call to the pen. General Munoz will go into the 9 spot, so he'll lead it off. Takes over at third base. Leads it off in the 8th inning. Ozzie Albies at the plate. First pitch is strike. The BJC difference maker, Jordan Hicks, his line on Sunday night. I'm with you, by the way. I'm sure some fans are saying, why is Bader bunting with 2 outs in that potential spot of hitting a 2-run homer or more damage? We talked about it last night. He struggles against right-handed pitching at times, and a guy like Brock, who's so tough on righties, if he can get on, you got Adams in coming up.
Well, I mean, that's the mindset, too. You got to let the player play the game, right? So he's watching what's going on. He knows the splits against righties and lefties, and he's just trying to get on base. And that's your job right there. Your job isn't to always be the hero. Your job is to keep the line moving. And that's what he's thinking. Yeah, of course you want him to go swing the bat, but if he thinks he's got a better chance of bunting his way on, then so be it. If he gets that ball down the line a little bit, makes the guy go after it, he might have that chance as you look at a ridiculously.
How do you hit that pitch?
A ridiculous 100-mile-an-hour sinker. I actually, when he threw the pitch, thought it was a changeup. It moved so much.
Wow. Here's Freddie Freeman. So this back to our point of 2, 3, and 4. and this might be your game. So Hicks coming in the 7th. And depending on how this unfolds, you never know. You might be looking at another 2-out, or rather 2-inning appearance by Jordan Hicks. You might feel comfortable pushing him because he wouldn't pitch tomorrow. Then you have an off day on Thursday, and it's a very early game tomorrow. Just throwing out some of the scenarios.
Yeah, no, you're
potentially.
right. I really truly think that 2, 3, and 4 right here is a pretty big spot. You double switch, and just in case he can throw a second inning, if he gets through this inning quickly. You know, he threw 34 pitches, like you said, on Sunday. He hasn't thrown in 5 days prior to that. So, you know, in that dugout, they know what he can do and where he's at physically. But the thinking tonight is, if I can get a quick inning out of him, I don't, you know, the double switch doesn't allow him to have to hit. If he has a longer inning, then you go to the bullpen.
Here's a 1-2 pitch to Freddie Freeman. Ground ball. Carpenter there to the bag for out number 2. So he's gotten the first 2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Nick Markakis 1 for 3 with a double. It was back in the 3rd inning off of Austin Gomber. Gomber pitched out of trouble for the better part of his outing of 5 innings. Allowed the home run back in the 3rd. Self-defense.
Self-defense, that is some kind of movement.
Found it interesting when I asked Mike Schilt about the back end of the bullpen. He said, well, we know Carlos is going to tell us he can pitch, but sometimes we have to tell him, no, you're not going to pitch. Said he wants the ball every day in this role. He's really enjoying it. You have to get there first, and we'll see what direction Mike Schilt wants to go. The 2-0 out of play, 2-1. Potential maybe of an inning from Dakota Hudson. The 2-1 to Nick Markakis. Pitch by Hicks. That is a big league fastball to a guy that's got over 2,000 hits. He knows it's a fastball coming.
Yeah.
He can't catch up.
And that's a great swing, and he's not even close to being on time with it.
This time last year, Jordan Hicks had a ball.
You can see his face right there, like, geez, what am I going to do with this? Got to be just somewhere close with this slider, and he's going to swing at it.
In the air out to center. Bader back. near the wall and has enough room. And a 1-2-3 for Jordan Hicks. We head to the 8th. Another nail biter, 2-1. All right, Jimmy, thank you. First pitch to Munoz, a strike. Part of the double switch, took over at third base in the 9th position in the lineup. Followed by Carpenter and Jose Martinez. Another tight ball game as Munoz lines it foul. Well, clearly Hicks another inning. And then we'll see about the 9th.
We were having that conversation with Mike Schilt the other day, and I told him if he could just keep his phone in his back pocket so we could text him, this would be one of those times.
Be nice, wouldn't
We
it?
won't tell anyone.
No.
Just
What are you thinking? Where are you going?
well, who's pitching the 9th? Make us look good.
My gut is going to go with Carlos Martinez if it all goes to plan. It's a push. 3rd day in a row, but we'll see.
You really do have your options down there. They got so many good young arms that haven't thrown a whole lot. Like I said the other day, with having the Dodgers scored so many runs over that 3-game period, it's amazing how many guys down there haven't thrown that many pitches this week. And I mean, give credit to Mike Schilt. He's been trying to balance that bullpen a little bit.
Munoz hits it softly to 3rd, and the first out. A reminder that Cardinals baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Wherever legendary MLB moments happen, Budweiser will be there. And by Ford, going further so you can. Talked about the issues that Brock has had against lefties, and so Brian Snitker will go to his bullpen with Carpenter coming up. Carpenter coming up. 2-1 game with 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Johnny Venters spent 3 years with the Braves starting in 2010. Dealt with all kinds of arm issues. And then the Braves traded for him. Got him from Tampa Bay. First pitch inside to Carpenter.
This will be interesting right here. He didn't throw too many strikes in warm-ups. He actually threw a couple balls at the backstop, so I'm sure Carp was paying attention to that.
Same pitch up and in. 2 balls and no strikes.
If you're the Braves bench right now, you're hoping he's making an adjustment because that's about 5 or 6 in a row.
Same again. 3-0.
So where Carp needs to stand in the very, very back of the batter's box and just give it all to him and see if he doesn't freak him out. Nothing to aim for. Thank you. Thank you very much if you're Carp.
Bello Cooling and Heating. #1 rated. Call now for special offers. Bello. Answer the bell.
Venters, by the way, has had 3 Tommy John surgeries. Not 1, not 2, but 3. Well, he hasn't been close with any pitch. We'll see if Martinez is taking the first pitch here. Jose Martinez, a single and a run scored on the DeYoung 2-run homer back in the 4th. He is struck out and also grounded out to short. That's 5 straight right in that area.
During play, like I said, he probably had 5 or 6 of the 8 or 9 warm-ups that he threw. We're like that too.
And when you're around the plate and you've had 5 straight balls, you're not going to get that call.
Well, this is where the catcher's got to probably, make the decision where maybe I get him to throw a breaking ball or slider, just something to keep him back a little bit longer. Not going to want him to throw a changeup, but I don't mind seeing maybe a slider here. If he's going to throw 7 or 8 in a row with fastballs, we might as well go ahead and try and do something different.
Dan Winkler up in the Braves bullpen. 6 straight balls thrown by Venters. Cincinnati in the 8th, a 3-1 lead over Milwaukee. Two balls, 1 strike. Martinez, we've talked about his ability to hit with 2 strikes. Would you take another?
Well, you're hoping at this level you can kind of zero in on a ball out over the plate. Problem with that is I don't mind that swing, but you got to commit, right? Pretty good chance he's throwing the ball on the outer half, so you got to dive out there and actually go that way. He never really got closed all the way to really drive a ball to right field. So he wasn't fully committed there, and that's what I would question. I would want my guy to really be looking on the outer half right now and really trying to drive the ball to right field, even when you're ahead in the count.
Fouled back. Nothing has been inside to the right-handed hitting Martinez. Everything inside to Carpenter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Braves left Camargo, Suzuki, Inciarte looking ahead to the bottom of this inning. Short lead at first by Carpenter. In the dirt. 3-2. Do you start the runner if you're Mike Schill? 1-run lead.
Why not?
He's been doing it here recently.
Oh, you know your guy's legs. Either it's a yes or no, depending on how he feels at first.
And you want to see Martinez, if he swings, a ball in the zone. Chasing a little bit here recently.
Yeah, you're right on that.
3-2 pitch. Runner goes, and it's driven out to deep left. It is off the wall. Carpenter to third, and Martinez to second base. Few feet away from a home run.
The ball is smashed. We've been talking about he's been getting close.
Well, you can't keep the lefty in to face DeYoung. And as I say that, they're going to make the move right now.
And that's that swing I'm talking about right there. That's fully committed on the ball out over the plate. Doesn't mean you got to hit it to right field. You just got to look out there with and dive out there. Nice job with that swing right there.
Tyler O'Neill will pinch run for Martinez. DeYoung coming up. Some long nights here recently for the Atlanta Braves in their bullpen. 18 2/3. Look at the walks. 18. Couple of home runs allowed, and now the infield in for Paul DeYoung. Winker into the ball game to face DeYoung. So Chevy called to the pen. Dan Winkler, 67th appearance. DeYoung, base hit in the center. One run is in. O'Neill held up. And the throw cut off, and Paul DeYoung has driven in all three tonight. A two-run homer, and now a single to bring in Carpenter, and a two-run cushion for the Cardinals.
Good job right there by Paul. Gets the first pitch in, down and away, or down and in, and then he gets a pitch out over the plate. He doesn't try to do too much. The fastball in doesn't get him to pull off. Just tries to serve it out there. Great job of hitting.
Ozuna with the infield back. And a big run down at third. You just need a fly ball to bring him in with the speed of O'Neill. One pitch. Nothing in two. Dan Winkler from Effingham, Illinois, not too far outside St. Louis. Rule 5 pickup from the Rockies. Matt Adams at the on-deck circle. Two and two. Full count on Ozuna. Adams coming up. So Adams would be hitting for Jordan Hicks. See if they want to run Paul DeYoung on 3 and 2. There he goes. Pitch taken inside, and the bases are loaded. And Big City's coming up. Second walk in the inning, and well, you got to think about going to the lefty, don't you?
Depends on who you want to face. Somebody else has got to be down in there. It's the trouble with September.
Well,
you can only make so many moves.
You could pull back, though, if you wanted Adams and counter with Wisdom. They may do that here with lefty-righty. We've seen the ability of Patrick Wisdom to turn on a fastball. Sam Freeman, best pitch, fastball. Terchevy called to the pin, so Wisdom called. Adams pulled back. The bases are loaded for St. Louis with 1 out here in the top of the 8th. First pitch, a ball. This is Saturday into Big Mac land off of Rich Hill. And a grand slam for Patrick Wisdom. Four home runs. 1 ball and no strikes. Patrick Wisdom's teammates at Memphis with a 10-3 lead. That ball game in the 6th. And the 1-1 pitch. Popped up, out of play. Molina at the on-deck circle. One thing, Atlanta gets Hicks out of the game. So 6 outs from somewhere else. So the Cardinals, by using wisdom here, they've got to make him pay.
Yeah, you're right about that. Not such a bad thing, getting Hicks out of the game if you can score some runs here, for sure.
And the 1-2. He struck him out. And the batter will be Yadier Molina. Memphis now, we get an update, 14-4, their lead in the 8th inning as they try to wrap up a AAA championship. Stubby Clapp, the manager of that Memphis club, the last time that they won a AAA championship, his teammate was Albert Pujols. Stubby was a player. Strike one on Yadier Molina.
Really see his fingers there. He's on a split-fingered fastball. Sam's got that good fastball and that split finger to kind of keep you off of it.
Molina 0 for 3 tonight. Is struck out twice, flied out to deep center. Got it again, 0-2.
Take a look at it right there. Just looks like a two-seamer coming up there, but just never gets to the plate.
The owner of 6 grand slams. 0-2 pitch. Spoiled by Yadi. Again. Pitch at 96. One and two. Think about that off-speed pitch. Getting in the dirt and getting away. Try to cook it. Good play by Suzuki. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Molina. Many times have we seen this in the career of Yadier Molina. Pitch after pitch, spoils it. Try to get one pitch to drive.
Just hanging around long enough to buy himself another pitch. You're right, not trying to do too much.
Two and two.
Problem with this is sometimes as the pitcher, you're thinking, okay, I can't make a mistake because he's on it. And then you start trying to press a little bit. You see that right there. And then next thing you know, you hang a changeup or a split-fingered fastball.
Two pitch to Molina. Left side, base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes DeYoung, and Yadi delivers as the ball gets away. Ozuna being waved in. 3 runs will score. Yadi busts it open for St. Louis. How many times does he foul off the pitch and then gets one to do some damage with.
And we just talked about it, right? He fouled off some good fastballs. He stayed alive against a good changeup, and then got a hanging split right there and didn't try to do too much. You can see the ball snaking right there, and young outfielder coming in. Takes for granted it's going to go right in his glove, and I think he might not even have looked up. It might have just taken a little right-hand turn on it.
Here's Colton Wong with Molina at second base in a 6-1 Cardinals lead.
Guys were talking around the field the other day, on and off the field, even up here, that the ball snakes a lot out there in the outfield. And we talk about that all the time. That would be not fun when you need to make a play if you cannot rely on that ball bouncing into your glove nice and smoothly.
Some of the Braves fans now heading for the exits. Cardinals have opened up a 5-run lead. 2 runs driven in by Molina, the third coming in on an error by Acuna. The 2-0 pitch to Colton Wong. Bader on deck, 3 balls, no strikes. Taken high. And runners at first and second. Chuck Hernandez now to visit with Freeman, who was 1 strike away from getting out of the jam. If the Cardinals hold on, Milwaukee would lose. St. Louis then just 2 games back in Milwaukee for the top spot in the wild card. And we'll keep an eye on the Dodgers and the Rockies. The Cubs a 3-0 lead against Arizona. And all of a sudden, SunTrust Park has gotten quiet. Dominic Leone has been throwing and getting loose in the Cardinal pen. Here's the 0-1 pitch. A ball and a strike on Bader. He struck out, single to center, tried to bunt his way on back in the 7th inning.
Crazy how one of those at bats like that can just completely ruin the pitcher's evening. It was cruising, cruising, cruising. Now he's having trouble finding the strike zone.
1-2 the count. And Bader hits it out of play. A strikeout of Bader, but Freeman gives up the key hit to Yadier Molina. A single to bring in 2 at least. It all started, though, with Paul DeYoung. Molina, the key hit with 2 strikes. 3 runs would score, and it's a 6-1 Cardinal lead. Take a look at the game summary. Gomber, the rookie, gives the Cardinals 5 innings. 1 run allowed. There's the home run by Acuna. DeYoung 2 for 4. He's driven in 3. Anibal Sanchez, the starter for the Braves, 6 innings. We mentioned the home run by Acuna, 1 for 4 with that home run. Dominic Leone in for St. Louis. Tyler O'Neill stays in the ball game in right. Or Chevy called to the pen. Cardinals trying to make it their second win in this series and 3 in a row overall. And potentially have a sweep tomorrow if they can get the final 6. And there's ball 1 to Johan Camargo. Hyundai pitch arsenal on Dominic Leone. The fastball, slider, and curve.
It's a good fastball right there, 95.
One and 2. And the Cardinals picked up Leone. They thought he'd be very good against left-handed batters. Hit out of play. 1 and 2 the count. Struck him out, and that's how we start the bottom of the 8th.
Good pitch by Dominic Leone right there. There's no way he executes that pitch that Camargo is going to hit this ball unless he hits it in the dugout like he did yesterday. It was just a great pitch.
That's the pitch on lefties that they talk about, getting under the hands there.
That's the X factor. That's that small, tight cutter slash slider that you don't really recognize as a hitter until it's too late.
1 out, nobody on for Kurt Suzuki. Cardinals about hit the Braves 8-6, lead the ball game 6-1. And if St. Louis can hold on, they'd go to 84 and 68. Season high has been 17 games above 500. Hit that mark a couple of times. Dodgers with a 1-0 lead after 1. They've got Clayton Kershaw on the mound. Colorado hit with the news of Trevor Story that he's going to miss a few days. It's a big loss. It's an MVP candidate. And the 0-2 ground ball hit to the left side. Tough play for DeYoung. How good is that play with the concentration of Munoz going in front?
It's a nice play. That's not how you draw it up, but you're right. Great concentration by DeYoung. Just stay with it. And you can see his hands got a little wiggly there, but you got to expect that you're going to get the ball.
Really, that's his ball all the way, isn't it?
Pretty much. I mean, actually, I think the third baseman is taught that if you can cut it off, you got to go get it.
You've always heard that.
But, you know, there's always that fine line where you don't really want to get in the way. So you're kind of hoping your third baseman has good judgment.
So you also have to know about the speed at the plate, too.
True.
So nobody on, 2 outs. 1 ball, no strikes on Ender Inciarte. Two and 0. after tonight, 4 road games remain. 1 tomorrow. And the final 3 of the season at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Cubs now a 5-0 lead against Arizona in the bottom of the second. Inciarte, a couple of lineouts and a groundout.
And on a secondary note, go back to that play. You also have a third baseman who is a rookie who has played center field, right field, and third base in the last 24 hours. So not always easy to move around like that.
Sure. 3-1. One thing the Cardinals have done, if there winds up being a tiebreaker, is the head-to-heads. They have won those, so that you would have home field advantage about the situation with the Dodgers potentially, or the Rockies. 3-2. No, it's a ball outside, just missed. When you were playing, were strike zones this tight?
No.
You agree it's gotten tighter?
It's gotten tighter, but I also do, you know, I know the thing with the veteran rookie thing was big too for a while, and you know the rookies had to earn their way, and the veterans, if you're a veteran hitter, you probably got the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, I think that it's definitely gotten tighter, but they're really putting an emphasis on that box, and so you know you're getting graded on that box. Umpires are going to get a little tighter.
Outside to Charlie Culberson with a runner at first base. 6-1 our score.
I don't know about you, but I really, from up here, I can't really tell the difference between Dansbury and Culberson. Bodies are similar, the hair, kind of mannerisms from up here.
Dansby Swanson?
Dansby, I'm sorry, yeah. You know what I'm saying, right?
I got you.
Still trying to figure out the play at third base.
1 ball, 1 strike.
It's kind of a smush, right? You just blend everything together. You know, a couple partners that do that. Just kind of ramble through it. Take it from here.
You trying to get me in trouble up there or what? I only got a week and a half to go.
Just
and
let
I'm
myself,
gone.
just keep me out of trouble. Is what I'm asking.
Jimmy,
I
what are
mean,
you doing
he's
to
only
me?
the #1 pick in the nation a couple years back. I can't remember his name, sorry.
Jimmy, I got about 10 days to go, and you're trying to get me in trouble.
2018. Can you make it?
Oh, yeah. I love it. This time of year, can't wait to get to the ballpark. And then you'll see me at spring training, hopefully, in Jupiter.
Well, maybe not me, but some people will.
You just never know. It's like when they say he's day to day, aren't we all?
Pete Prenzi says every day's a record.
That's right. And the 1-2 pitch. And tomorrow is the final game I'll be working with you this season. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Got San Francisco over the weekend. That doesn't mean you're going away. It just your portion of the schedule is up. Will we see you on pre and post games? How about postseason? Shaking your head no. Swing and a miss. Good work by Dominic Leone.
What a great inning.
Sends us to the 9th, and it's 6-1. Call to the bullpen is
I gotcha.
call to Wilson. Bryce Wilson, he's into the ball game. Out of Durham, North Carolina, our call to the Wilson brings in Bryce. That was funny.
That was funny. It was not as funny as mine because mine was a bad slip.
Well, we're just it's getting late here. 10:35 Atlanta time.
That's it.
Crowd of 23,083, 23083. And not many are left. And those that are, many are Cardinal fans. Jairo Munoz, part of a double switch. 0 for 1 tonight. Cardinals with Jack Flaherty going tomorrow, and it is still really hot, by the way, here in Atlanta. We were walking around today, Jimmy, and it was smoking hot. We've got a day game tomorrow. We usually like to get together, our routine, 6:15, 6:30 in the morning, grab coffee, go over game tape, review, have our 2 to 2.5 hour meeting about tonight's game, and then get ready to go. Took a little walk. But it all begins early with ball game because he likes to get things going early and review that game tape.
Tell you what, I spent a little bit too much time on the field today in my suit.
A little warm, huh?
Had to break it down in the clubhouse for a little bit, cool off.
And a base hit into right. Pitch by pitch, Budweiser play of the game.
Well, he tried to get out in front of a fastball. He can see two change-ups, another change-up. Then he starts to pump in the fastball, and now Yachty's got a decent idea what's going on. Now he's battling. Too many pitches in a row, and gets a pitch to hit. Does a nice job of staying with that at bat. Gets himself a nice Budweiser play of the game.
Acuna had the air in left field, led to Ozuna scoring, and now it's Matt Carpenter. Carpenter, you just see a little bit off, and with the day game tomorrow, quick turnaround, you might see. And again, I get it, it's late. But do you think about Adams making a start with the day off on Thursday? Now, Carpenter did sit over the weekend, one game. Just something to think about, maybe. 0-1 pitch. But also there's the other side of it that, look, you got 10 to go, starting with tomorrow, and push it with your best.
Well, the good news is you do have some guys down there to give some days off.
You bet.
And, you know, you're not really hurting by much, but Matt Adams in there, he can do some damage in a hurry. And if I'm the manager, I go to Carp and I say, how you feeling? What do you want to do?
It's one the other way and out of play.
He's just a little off balance, and that's it. His swing, when you're off balance, you're either a little bit behind or a little bit in front. He was so locked in for so long, it's almost impossible to keep it going. And then you start to struggle and you start to feel back for the ball, and then, like you said, you get a little off balance. And so when you're off balance, what happens? You try to stay back one pitch, then you try to go out and get the next pitch, and you're just feeling for it. But like I said, if I'm the manager, I go to the player and I find out how he's feeling, because I know how it feels to be bad, and it's not fun.
Carpenter lines into and out. Munoz thought about going to second, nearly a double play.
And when you're going bad, you hit a line drive at the second baseman for
That's
just
what
a
happens.
routine out.
So 1 out, and Tyler O'Neill. O'Neill, first plate appearance, came in as a pinch runner for Jose Martinez as he doubled off the wall. 6-1 our score. 0-2 the count. If you're in April or May, tomorrow you'd see O'Neill, you'd see Adams, you might see a backup catcher. Greg Garcia might play, Munoz. Stretch run, different story. And sometimes you go with those guys even in a stretch run with a hot day and say, go get them. Give us energy.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're looking for, is the energy.
It's another game in which the Cardinals have struck out at least 10 times, but yet put up 6 runs. 9 hits. They've out hit the Braves 9-6. Both teams have committed an error. Braves have stranded 10, majority of those coming in the first 5 innings. And that's a credit to Austin Gomber. Pitched out of trouble a lot tonight. One out. Munoz, the runner at first base. 3-2 the count. That's ripped out to left field. Acuna off his glove into the wall. Munoz being waved in. Tyler O'Neill to second base. It's 7-1 Cardinals.
Well, I was in the middle of the thought process, and I was hoping I could finish it after the at-bat, but another good at-bat by Tyler O'Neill. Same thing. Swung through a couple fastballs, took a couple sliders, start to kind of feel your way through the at-bat. Finally buy yourself another pitch to hit. It does just that.
Here's DeYoung. Big night for him. 2-run homer. And when the game was tied late, single. He's driven in 3 and scored 2. And the 0-1. The Orioles with loss number 108 tonight. Second most in franchise history. When they were the St. Louis Browns in 1937, they lost 108. Franchise record 111 by the 39 St. Louis Browns. Here's a 1-2 and a strikeout of DeYoung. Milwaukee loses, and Milwaukee 2-3 against Pittsburgh and Cincinnati over the last 5 days. All those games at home, coming after a day off and after beating the Cubs 2 out of 3. That's baseball, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is, and that's crushing too. Just when you think you got it all figured out.
So the Cardinals still with 3 remaining against Milwaukee, and a drive out to right, and it's off the top of the wall in those bricks. And because of that, it will hold Ozuna to a single, but scoring easily O'Neill, and it's now an 8-1 Cardinal lead. That ball was crushed by Marcell Ozuna.
Got himself a fastball up in the zone, and he's been getting hot. He's been swinging the bat a lot better, like you said, after his shoulder got a little bit better, and this is another ball he hammers into right field.
Jimmy, could you imagine Marcell Ozuna at 100%? And clearly he was not. You talked about extension and both hands on the bat, which we've seen.
That's the ball he wasn't hitting early in the season. Everything was either pull or nothing.
And to couple that, he goes into a free agency year next season. Highly motivated. Could be a monster year for Marcell Ozuna, and it's been a good year this season. And Adolis Garcia hits it in the air out to left. Cardinals add on. They had 4 in the 8th, 2 in the 9th, and it's an 8-1 St. Louis lead. was walking outside the ballpark last night, and that's down the first base and then goes towards the right field line. And then inside, if you walk around the concourse here, if you make a trip to Atlanta, they have numerous statues and retired numbers, jerseys, baseball sign, memorabilia. It's really, really nice. Lucas Duda picked up from Kansas City in the first pitch, a strike by Mike Myers. I'm a fan of this ballpark. Very, very nice. The Braves own a lot of the land in the surrounding area and are developing that as well. 0-2. Francisco Pena behind the plate. It's kind of become the model for a lot of sports teams, not only to have the venue, but the surrounding areas, as we've seen in St. Louis. Ballpark Village, another phase being built. And the 0-2 pitch. Struck him out on 3 pitches. And that's the area in right field that is Braves owned, many of the buildings and the land.
Nice slider right there. You're not kidding though. It's so pretty. That hotel, that whole area, all glass back there with those buildings, and then underneath, I think it's a nice section for people to hang out, get some food. Really, really pretty. Really, really well done.
About the Memphis Redbirds, they've wrapped it up and won now the AAA championship, bang out 17 hits against Durham, which is the AAA affiliate of the Tampa Bay Rays, 14-4. Final there. Congratulations to Stubby Clapp and all the players. 0-2 on Ronald Acuna Jr. Pretty amazing. 9 players remain from their opening day roster.
There's a lot of rings they have to hand out.
Strikeout of Acuna. And the Cardinals 1 out away from taking game 2 of the series and setting up what could be a potential sweep tomorrow. Return the favor after the Braves swept the Cardinals in St. Louis earlier this year. 6 pitches, all have been strikes from Mike Myers. Ozzie Albies. Final hole for the Braves here in the bottom of the 9th. 2 outs and nobody on. And the first ball delivered by Mike Myers here in the bottom of the 9th. One ball, 1 strike. Again, a reminder, early start tomorrow. Quick turnaround here in Atlanta. Local time 11:10. Excuse me, 12:10. 11:10 back home in St. Louis, and the pregame show at 10:30. Cardinals trying to make it 8 consecutive games in Atlanta with a win. Little chopper foul. 2-2. And the Cardinal fans making some noise here at SunTrust Park. The 2-2 pitch. Cardinals will go to 11 games above 500 on the road. They're 5 above 500 at home, but 11 above away from Busch Stadium with a win here tonight. 3-2 pitch to Albies and a 2-out walk. Alex Mejia, by the way, the MVP for the Memphis Redbirds. 5 runs batted in. He had a great run in the postseason. He's off the Cardinals' 40-man roster. We saw him last year. Very good defensive player. So congratulations to Alex Mejia and the Memphis Redbirds. 2 outs, runner at first. And a ball taken by Freddie Freeman.
Not happy, clearly.
And Freeman lifts a fly ball out to right. O'Neill over and drops in front of him. Albies held up at third base. It'll be a double for Freddie Freeman. Molina, or rather Pena, maybe just having a quick word with Myers to calm him down. He was not happy with that. Thought the first pitch was a strike. Here's a 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Nick Markakis, a double tonight. Braves have been out hit 11-7. Two-0 pitch to Nick Markakis. Take it for a strike, 2-1. This should do it. Popped up into shallow center. Racing in Bader, and he's got it. An 8-1 win for the Cardinals. They'll look for a sweep tomorrow. 10 to go. Updated standings. Another win for the Cardinals, and they're now 84-68. They could be up by a game and a half tomorrow, depending on what happens out west with the Dodgers and the Rockies. Gomber gave them 5, and the Cardinals again showing offense late. Post-game show coming up. An 8-1 victory from SunTrust Park in Atlanta.